question is for Griffin Merritt.
What was different for you last night coming in late and getting that double and then kind of bringing that into today as well?
Yeah, pinch hitting hasn't really been a huge part of my career, but just how things were going for me the last couple of weeks, it was something I embraced, and I tried to be a really good teammate on the bench and do everything I can to affect the game in any way that I can, and knew that possibility-wise that I could be a pinch hit option at the end of the game. So just paying attention throughout the game and kind of knowing Person is a really good pitcher, but like having a plan, like not just, I wasn't really surprised when I got out there, like, oh man, like what's this guy throw? Like I had 7 innings to watch him, so I felt like I had some at-bats off of him before I got in there because of watching him on the bench. So it was good. It was a good weekend for me, but as a team, we're still trying to turn that corner, and I think we're going to get there.
Any mechanical tweaks for you the last week or so? Just kind of the ball bounced your way this weekend?
Yeah, I think I've kind of out-aged the mechanical stuff at this point, but no, I mean, sometimes, it's baseball, right? Sometimes a little luck in it. I hit a lot of balls hard the last couple of weeks that, kind of went right into guys' gloves or, off guys' faces, right to first base to get out, stuff like that. So, I'd be lying if I told you it wasn't starting to frustrate me, because of course I want to produce because, I enjoy being here, I enjoy playing here, and I want to win, and I want to help this team win. But for me, when I finally was able to just say, hey, that's out of my control, I feel like a big weight came off my shoulders, and I could just go up there and control what I can control. That's hit the ball hard. And if I hit 3 balls hard today and they all got robbed up on the fence, then there's nothing else I can do. But the big thing for me was not changing, who I am around this place, what kind of teammate I am, what kind of person I am. It doesn't change based on, how I'm doing or even how our team's doing. I think that there's a lot to be said for guys that show up, to work the same way every day. And that's what I'm going to do regardless of, if I don't get out the rest of the year, I don't get another hit the rest of the year, I'll be the same guy.
When do you feel like that weight came off for you?
I don't know. It wasn't even like during, yesterday. Like everybody like, oh, you got the hit. You were in a slump. Now you're out of it. Like, no. It was more for me. Just, I felt like the weight kind of came off at LSU Sunday. I didn't touch the field, but, I felt like, hey, yeah, it's off. I've reset. I'm out of the, those are dark times, man, for a baseball player. Those are tough. But I felt like, to me, it was, I got back to what I can control. I can't control that. And I focused on things that I could handle and, how I could approach at bats differently. And, I had success because of it.
Griffin, you said you're pretty confident, or that y'all are going to turn the corner as a team. Where's that belief come from? What have you seen that makes you believe that?
Today was something that I think this team needed. We just played loose. There's expectations and everything, and that's part of it. That comes with a good team with good fans, and in kind of the limelight of baseball in college at least. But today we kind of just said, what, let's just play light. Let's have fun. It was nice to see guys smiling again, and let's just go out and play baseball because we're all very good baseball players. But I feel like sometimes we've made the scene a little bigger than it needs to be. And I think today we kind of embraced just going out and playing as kids. And, Drew Beam shoved, and it's nice when you get 3 runs in the first inning and you're not playing from behind, of course. But going out there and just playing loose, I think, was really, the difference today. And the corner will be turned. It's not like the guys here are different. Like, it's not, there's no trade deadline. It's not like we're going to lose half our team for, to something. It's the same team, and it's a good team. It's a team that's finding their way, but the good thing that I can say is if this team just keeps trending upwards, nobody in the country is going to want to see us in their regional if we're not hosting. Nobody's going to want to play us in Hoover. So for us, it's finding a way to play good baseball, and I think we just keep doing and keep at the things that we need to get better at, and we'll get there.
Griffin, y'all stared at a lot of strike threes the first 2 games of the series, 18 walks today. Just what is the balance in the box between being passive and being patient?
Yeah, I mean, those guys also have good stuff, and I think it's a lot easier said when, maybe you're on your couch or you're watching and you don't, maybe understand what's going on. But, Sproat and Waldrop are extremely good pitchers, and sometimes there's a give and take. I mean, a guy, has a splitter like that. Like, that's not a very common pitch in baseball, not a very common pitch with command, and then a guy's throwing it at 90 for strikes. There's some give and take. Sometimes I don't think people understand that. Now, I'm not defending, some of those strike threes, but, those are my teammates, and I've been up there too. not always the easiest thing in the world, and it's a lot easier to point fingers than it is to kind of, the good thing I saw on this team is we didn't point fingers at each other. We just turn the page and grind it out. That's not going to help anything for us is to start, hey, you guys need to swing the bat, or hey, pitchers, you guys need to not give up hits. Like, that's not how we're ever going to be here.
What do y'all need to do to kind of have that relaxed, loose style you've had the last 2 series finales and take that the first 2 games of the series?
Honestly, I think it kind of started with Dolander and Christian Scott today. Neither of them were in the lineup, and Christian came in late, but the vibes around here were a little weird with the rain, and we took BP inside and we stretched inside, and IO, like, were we gonna do IO, were we not? But before the game, like, we watched the hype video. I don't know if anybody saw it, but just like messed around after, like, it felt fun, right? And those guys were all fired up, and it's like, all right, like, we're here, let's beat them, and it's fun. And I think when you just play loose and play to have fun, it could be a lot different, And back to the strike 3 thing. Sometimes you're up there and there's so much pressure on you, and you're trying to do so much, you freeze against good guys. It happens. It's the game. But when you're up there and you're loose and you're having fun, things kind of tend to fall your way a little more, and it's a little easier to pull the trigger on some stuff.
What allowed Beam to shove the way you described today?
I think he's a good pitcher, and I think it's the same thing. You could flip the script and say, "Oh, Florida bangs the ball around the park all day, and then they don't on Sunday." That doesn't mean they're a bad hitting team. No, Beam is a good pitcher, and he got guys out, and he's been doing it the whole year. And it's just baseball, and today was his day, and I think next week will be his day, and the week after that, he's good.
Anything else? All right, thanks, Griff.